This guide was requested by Pain Shaman. As we start the level, we'll finally leave our chamber. Once we have done so, if you go to the very back of the room to your right, if you're looking straight from out the chamber.
Come on, we've got to get the hell out of here.
So turn around and it'll be in the corner here, just behind these blue barrels, or whatever you call them. And that'll be your first one. The next thing will be the Megg. So the Megg is a Easter egg and it must be played on legendary mode. Forget the first thing to trigger, we have to stand or stay on a high point for at least 10 to 20 seconds. Once we have done so, go into the deck area to find the terminal. This isn't part of the Megg, this is just a terminal along the way. Now once we have spoken to Captain Quis, and then we have to go get our guns. Just a word of warning, if you happen to try and speed run past the guard, it may glitch out where you won't get the handgun. As you'll see in a minute, the handgun wasn't given to me. And the enemies did not spawn. So I was a bit confused here. Because I was meant to get the handgun and then kill the 3 grunts outside just to get rid of them. So, but... improvising. Let's grab a next gun. So at this point you should have the handgun, if not grab the assault rifle. Go back to Captain Quis and then kill him. Now this is the point you'll have some marines that come out to the door to your right. There's about 5 to 6 of them. They can't die and they deal a lot of damage. So the best bet to do is trying to lure them out from their little hidey hole they come out from. And then the best bet for me, I just had to run for it because I kept on dying trying to be sneaky, but it didn't work out. But eventually if you go right to the very end, you'll see some blood on the wall and maybe the floor, and then if you change your graphics around, the achievement will pop eventually. Now my buddy Chips. So the first location that I know of is not these 3 guys here. It might be, it might not, but I have no idea for this part. And also, Chips has to be alive to gain this achievement. And I'm playing on normal mode. I only played on legendary just for that Megg achievement. So at this point, we're trying to save the marines to make sure they don't die. So we still haven't got to the location yet, but we'll get there very, very shortly. So this is the location right now. You'll see 2 guys to the left. Make sure they do not die. So bum rush these guys and then follow these guys around. So they could run into the other room to kill some guys. But this one is not too bad anyway because I actually got this just playing normally. I didn't realise who Chips was. So you'll probably just get this out of nowhere. And the next location is not really far from the last one. Once you get to the stairways, you'll find more marines, and Chips could be one of these Australian guys. So just stay around and hopefully hear him and just listen to his dialogue. So feet firmly planted. Yes, you can do it on this mission. And there's a little trick to do it as well. Also, just to make absolutely sure we do not press the jump button, change the configurations so we just have it to a button where we don't press the button at all. And the button is located near the top, and as like a dumb I was trying to find it, but nope, couldn't see it. So if you're playing on PC, just change it to a button you do not press whatsoever.
Find your weapons later. Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostic.
So once you go through the main door, there'll be a part where you have to jump. The game will try and make you jump. But if you run in like an angle in between these pipes and the door and then crouch at the correct moment, and it'll give you like a little boost up, like an automatic jump, but you're not actually jumping. It just boosts you up there. I do it again just to show you. You just have to practice it. So run towards the corner. and eventually it will just push you up. And now the very final part where it tries to make you jump is this part at the very end of this level. See, once we get to this barricade, there will be a door to the left that we can easily go through. Or there's a door to the left, depending which way you go. And once you go right and take right again, and then you'll be past the barricade and head past this shield to finish the level. Once the cutscene's over, you will get the achievement. Of course, you won't see it pop up. Oh no, you did. You're saying, my bad, you do see it pop up on my screen. On to mission 2.
Chief, can you hear me?
So this achievement will be a two-parter. So the first part, as soon as we land or crash land into Halo, there will be a Covenant ship that arrives. In theory, we don't have to mess with this Covenant ship, but since we're here, we might as well mess with it, because I don't want to go across the bridge to the left to activate the Banshees, because we can simply do it here as well. So once we are attacking the Banshees, we have to make sure we kill them almost together, because if you kill one Banshee, the other one pisses off somewhere else. It just retreats. So you have to make sure you do it, so have like 3 shots per Banshee, or do whatever you want to do to kill them both near enough at the same time. Now, as we have done that, now head towards the waterfall. So once we left the dropship and find the nearest waterfall, there's only one. Well, 2 technically, if you can find it. But the first one you actually see is just slightly to the right. It's more visible on the original graphics than it is the modern. Now, if you stay to the right, and behind this big massive rock, you will find your Mystic. Okay, just want to get ahead of myself. There is an achievement that I don't record. You just simply do not get on any vehicle. You have to run throughout the whole level to beat it, to get a challenge, or an achievement, sorry. But for the video's sake, I'm going to jump on it, just so I can get the boom. But if you're playing this and watching, don't do it. So as we go into the main objective, that is located down this slope. Either go, I think you can't go left actually, sorry, go to the right. It looks like you cannot go up here. It looks pretty steep, but don't worry, it still works. And then your boom skull will be located just here. Now just jump down and carry on.
This cave is not a natural formation. Someone built it, so it must lead somewhere.
So now, as we are getting into the tunnel, we'll go inside, and you should hopefully see this one. Making sure you're on the enhanced graphics, because the original graphics don't show these terminals. So the best bet is don't do what I do, just go round, go down the slope, not just jump down like I did. Because if you go the other way, it will pretty much take you directly past this terminal. I didn't realise until after I'd done the speed run. I was like, God damn it, when I see it. So now the no-fly zone part 2, as we leave the tunnel. It doesn't matter which area you do first, but my personal preference is always do this compound just to the left of us. So we can go to the left, or we can go round to the right slightly. So as we arrive into the compound, we want to wipe all this area out, do the objective. Once the Pelicans picked up your Marines you saved, if you saved any, come back to the Warthog. And then we want to come back or go out the same way we came in. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter which way we came in. But as soon as we leave this area, you should see 2 Banshees. Once again, this is exactly the same as the starting one, or the part 1. But we only need 3. But if you want more points, if you're going for score, then feel free to kill 2 Banshees.
Implants.
Also, before we actually start properly, make sure you have at least 4 bullets in your gun when you finish the mission, because you'll get an achievement for that as well. I don't record it because it's pretty straightforward. It tells you what you need to do, so just do it. So all according to plan. I'd recommend going to original graphics because on the enhanced they place the scenery slightly different, so you may be shooting at something, it's not actually hitting the target. So the original is the best for doing this. And you just pretty much, there's no really particular order, you just have to try and look at where the Covenant are looking at each other. So if like a Grunt's looking to the left, a Jackal looking to the other direction, you just do it by eyeball. It's not no specific area. And of course, if you're far enough away, the sniper rifle will sound silent to them because you're too far away. But of course, the AI is not really stupid. They will see a dead body or see someone die and they'll run away and make some noise. But if you kill them before they do that, or during or before, you'll be fine. Now this next one is quite a ways in, so once you get into the ship, and in this room you'll find, or you fight, sorry, a lot of Covenant in this room. And there'll be a door located in the far right hand side of this area. So this is the door we need to stay nearby. And of course now we need to take out some Covenant to make that door behind us open. That door is always locked. It will not turn green. But there is Covenant that comes out. There is Grunts at the first time, but the second time there is Hunters. So if you can get where the Grunt comes out first, then fair dues. If you can do it with a Hunter, then do that. So I believe this door will unlock twice. I don't think it unlocks any more times. Once the Hunters are through, that door will not open. And also, just a friendly reminder, keep your sniper rifle with 4 bullets. There is plenty of ammo around in the ship, and before you get on the ship, so just remind yourself to keep 4 bullets. So now the last thing I'm going to grab is the terminal. This area is not really hard to miss because you have to come here anyway. Like most of this game anyways, you have to go through the area. So before going for the door to the right that is telling you to go, you'll find a big massive red blinking screen in the platform above. Interact with that and that'll be done. Mission 4. I'd recommend starting this on either Heroic or Legendary. Me and my friend Alpha did this on Legendary on the first try, lucky enough. But for the single player, I'm going to do Heroic. There are 7 Marines, if I counted correctly, so at the very end, after we wiped out all the beach without no Marines taking, or no Marines dying, we'll get the achievement. But the first thing I do is once we drop off, there'll be 2 Grunts to the left behind the rock that I throw a grenade to. But I do have some skulls activated, so the extra explosion radius, that does help a lot. And my main focus is try to bum rush them pretty damn quick, because if you're too far behind, the Grunts will more than likely throw a grenade at your direction and more than likely, once again, kill the Marines. And as you see there, that skull I'm using, the extra radius, that helped me kill all these guys with one grenade. So like I said, I believe there's 7. If I counted correctly, that should be alive. But as soon as you get here, you should already get the achievement unlock anyway. If you don't, then restart the level and try again. So now, once the Pelican has dropped off the Warthog, we're going to mount inside. So make sure you've got Marines with you. Once they're in, once you're in as well, now go back where the Pelican actually dropped you off on the beach, and then go the other direction. So the skull for this one will be located on this hilltop. So go to the left side and there'll be a ramp. You can go left or right, doesn't matter. But as soon as you go up the slope, and the skull will be located at the very edge of this cliff on this hill. So now go all the way to the dead end and you'll find the Famine Skull. So the next thing we're going to grab is the achievement called You Are the Weapon and the terminal in the same place called Idle Hands. Once you proceed through this area, it's all part of the story so you can't really miss this section. Upon entering this area, you'll find 2 hunters. If for some reason you haven't got a pistol, there should be a pistol located to the left, just slightly up the hill. And all you need to do is kill the hunter with a pistol with 1 bullet. So that is You Are the Weapon achievement, and right next to where we kill the hunter will be a terminal. So not too far up from the last location, once we have gotten to this place, we will find an overshield located on the left side. It is recommended to have this, but I believe you don't need it to do the grenade jump. As long as you have enough life on you, you'll be able to survive the impact. So once you go through the area, I've already killed the hunters, and before we get to this, well, sorry, after you get to the switch,
use the hollow panel to shut
just
down
to
the
be
security
safe,
system.
don't press it. I know it doesn't do anything important that it skips us ahead, but just don't do it. So as you see there on the right side, once you leave the doorway, you'll find there's a skull. So now use a plasma grenade, making sure you do a jump crouch. So now this is the Pacifist run and the Hit the Beach. Hit the Beach is the speed run. Pacifist where we have to not die. We can't shoot, we can't use grenades, we can't melee. So for the melee shoot and the other one, what I said, if you use your keen bindings on the PC, if you put them to like number 1 or minus or plus, just so you don't press them by accident, then you'll be a-okay. Also for this one, I'm not going to speak through the whole lot. It's just I'm going to say you can use the Marines to help you fire. So once we've done this part, then we can get the Warthog and have a band of Marines to help us shoot, since we can't shoot. That won't affect the achievement.
Okay, let's move out. Let's go find the map room that will show us the location of Halo's control center. There, in the cliff wall. I'll bet the silent cartographer is somewhere inside that facility.
Cover fire!
underestimated the Covenant's understanding of Halo subsystems. They blocked you. We don't have enough firepower to get through.
Cortana to Quis.
Go ahead, Cortana. Have you found the control center?
Negative, Captain. The Covenant have impeded our progress. We can't proceed unless we can disable this installation's security system.
It looks like there is a path into the interior of the island.
Understood. We're still en route to the objective. I may be out of contact when we get there. Here are your orders. I want you to use any means necessary to force your way into the facility and find Halo's control center. We have to get to the center before the Covenant. Failure is not an option.
Echo 419 to ground team. I'll stay on station and keep an eye out for Covenant folks.
Second squad, ready to roll as soon as everybody's topside. LZ looks secure, sir. Nothing moving. Good luck, people. Keys out.
We need to find the security override and get the door open.
Way to go! Whoa! There it is! Try that on! Sit down, bro. What the? Right on. Come on! Way to go! I'm on it. Cover fire!
Use the holo panel to shut down the security system. Good. That should open the door that leads into the main shaft.
Mayday! Mayday! Dropship Bravo 22 taking enemy fire! Repeat, we are under heavy fire and are losing altitude!
Understood. We're on our way.
Nice shot. You are dead.
Chief, Bravo 22 was bringing us some heavy weapons. After I saw we were up against hunters, I thought you could use them. Let's move down the beach. Keep an eye out for any cargo we can salvage.
I'm hurt there.
tight spot if we don't get out of here before additional reinforcements arrive. Let's find that map. Analyzing. Halo's control center.
More of them!
Cortana to Echo 419. The Chief and I are topside, requesting pickup. Roger, on my way.
Can't hide from me! How's that feel? Nice and smooth now.
Let's get moving. Foehammer, here are coordinates and a flight plan I've worked up. Cortana, these coordinates are underground. The Covenant did a thorough seismic scan, and my analysis shows that Halo is honeycombed with deep tunnels, which circle the whole ring. I hope your analysis is on the money, Cortana. This pelican won't turn on a dime. Look on the bright side, Foehammer. The last thing the Covenant...
So on the next level, we're going to go for the Fog Skull now. So once you leave the elevator, eventually you'll get to this part where you see a couple of grunts sleeping in this corridor. Once we get here, we need to go into the middle section. Just a word of warning, the health I have right now is not acceptable. You will not be able to get this skull otherwise. So if your health is very low, you can't do it. You need a good chunk of health to survive the blast. And there we go, that's this fog. So this is the Wraith Hunter. Once we left the previous section where we got the fog, now we're going to grab the Warthog and go towards the tank. We're going to ignore the Wraith, just pretend it doesn't exist. So there's a tank and there's your Marines on the right side. So as you enter the tank, you want to turn around now and head back. Well, we can't really head back fully, but just turn around and then, funny enough, the Wraith will actually follow you to your next destination. And now the rest of the wraiths are pretty damn simple to find, so I won't really explain where to go.
Place their tanks to defend the entrance to the tunnel.
Eventually you'll get into this main compound with your tank. We still need the tank because we haven't got the achievement yet for the Wraith, or the Wraith kills. As soon as we enter this compound, if you go to the right and look on the pipe, once again it's to the right, jump down on the pipe to get the skull. Now get back on the tank and leave the main compound you were just in previously, and then go up this white slope. When you get to the very top, you want to go right and just go all the way down to the bottom. You'll find your last and final Wraith you need to kill to gain the achievement. So for the next achievement we're going to go for, this is right near the very end. So once we leave the building and you'll find banshees in front of us, please make sure you take out the elite at the far back running towards the banshee. He will hop on and then you can't get in it no more. Well, of course, if you reload checkpoint, then you can keep doing it until you get in the banshee. So now go to the left and go up the tower you see to your left. But don't go to the very top, go into the middle. My friend and I played this co-op and he did gain this achievement in co-op. For some reason mine's bugged because apparently he didn't give me the achievement. So for you, if you're playing single player or co-op, make sure you both are here at the same time. Then as soon as you get here, you will hopefully hear a music cue that changes to a different song. And now for the terminal. With your banshee, go right down to the very bottom now, and you'll see a hole in the floor, right where the structure is. Underneath that, you will find that there's, I believe there's rockets and sniper rifle ammo, and a sniper and a rocket launcher. Now go inside to claim the terminal. This is by far one of my favourite missions of Halo. So for this achievement, get me out of here. As soon as we land after the cutscene, we have to quickly get in front of the pelican, jump on that small rock, then jump on the top. You don't have to do what I do and actually stay on it for that amount of time. For you, all you need to do is just stand on it. As soon as it raises, it should hopefully give you the achievement quite quickly. But since I've already got it, I just stood on there completely. Doesn't matter if you die because this is the start of the level. So around about now, you should get the achievement. But since I already got it, I wanted to try and ride it like we used to do back in the good old Halo days. But yeah, it always fails. So that one's done. So now we're going to get the next thing. This will be the skull. So once we spawn out the pelican, now we want to go in front of the pelican and just head in that direction. So to the right hand side. There is two ways or multiple ways you can get this skull. If you want it to be more simpler, you can go to the fallen down log over there and then jump off to the left. But this just makes more sense. Just do it from the very, very start of the level And there we go. This one's not too bad to find. It can be difficult, but we got there. Now the terminal for this level. Near the very end of the level, this will be your third elevator. There's 2 elevators that go down, and this elevator will go up. At the point of the elevator it goes up, you have to quickly jump off to claim the terminal above the doorway we just came out from. So now this is the library level. At the very start of the game, once we dealt with the Covenant, or not Covenant, sorry, the Flood, and eventually we had to go for the door to the right of us. But before that, we need to use a plasma grenade to do a grenade jump. Recommended not to do it right close because you'll die. And also make sure you have enough health to sustain the damage you're about to receive. Jump into the pipe to the right, and this will be the skull, Blackeye. Now the next one we're going to find is the terminal. I believe this is the second point where we have to go around in circles. So this is the first, no, this is the second floor, sorry. And as you see, there's the terminal in front of you. And then for this one, all we need to do is just jump around to the right hand side and just keep on going around and then claim your terminal. And now for the eye patch. This will be the third level. Just a word of warning, if you go to that middle section, you will end the mission. You have to do this all over again. So just stay to the right and go all the way around to eventually get to a point where you see 2 of these objects, and then you'll find a skull right in the middle. And there we go, there's the skull, eye patch. So at the start of this one, we'll get ambushed by some sentinels. Once we have dealt with them, go to the very back of this area to find your next terminal.
We can't let the monitor activate Halo. We have to stop him. We have to destroy Halo.
According to my analysis of the available data, I believe the best course of action is somewhat... An explosion of sufficient size will help...
And now, once you get almost to the very end of the level, you will find this Piñata. So once you get here, you will have to fight your way through 2 Wraiths, some Hunters, at least 4 to 5 Elites, Grunts. Then in this back area, you will find there's 2 Banshees. Once again, you need one of these Banshees for the story, as the marker shows where to go. But we're not actually going to follow the marker. If you remember the tunnel we came out from, there's going to be a Piñata Skull above that. And there we go, there it is. I'd recommend having the bandana and the explosive skull. So for this level, we're going to kill all the elites. So the numbers you see above is not an exact amount. This is like a guess how many elites I did see, because most of the time the flood kills them. So at the start of the level, before we jump down, we'll find a few grunts over the other side, and we'll find 2 elites.
Powerful if it tore through the ship's hull. All I detect down there are pools of coolant. We should
So with your
continue our
infinite
search.
grenades, just keep throwing them until they die. So now in the next area, once you spawn in the water, or once you drop down into the water I should say, so either you kill them or the flood will kill them. But as far as I know, there's 2 in this area that I know of. I think there's a red one and the blue one.
Let's get out of here and find find another way back aboard the ship.
So the elites are not too bad to actually find during this whole playthrough. It's mainly the end of the level is where they keep spawning. And they could spawn somewhere else. You have to go looking for them. So in this area, I believe there's 3 where the hunters are. Now the next area could be up to 1 to 2. I don't know this exactly because the flood dealt with them. But like I said, the starting areas are not too bad. You just have to worry about the one at the very start where there's 2 elites over that drop. And then the majority of this area is really straightforward. So once we enter the next area, so once dropping down, you should hopefully find 2 elites here. But since there's loads of explosions and they're already fighting the flood, they may have already died. So I'd just like to repeat myself, this area is pretty damn easy to kill the elites because the flood does it for you. So in this area, I think there's only 2 elites up there, but there is a downed elite next to an overshield. That's why I said 3 maybe. So as you get into the ship, eventually you'll drop down this hole. In this area you will find 2 elites. There's a blue elite that's directly around this corner.
Looks like another shuttle bay. We should be able to reach the control room from the 3rd level.
So I'm just going to point out you need to make sure you check everywhere. So the only door you don't have to check is behind you because we literally came out of that. So check all the other doors on the 1st level first, then come to this level again, check all these floors, and then go to the next level. Then once you come back after you've saved keys, not saved, but you know, after you've done the keys part, and get the terminal and the what you call it, the achievement for the cigar or the pipe, and then do exactly the same thing again because they spawn a lot more. So do the same thing twice. So this first area we encountered 7 guys, but of course scour the whole area, so top to bottom. I don't actually show you all the elites because it's so damn time consuming. And then once you get to the keys part and finish it, you have to come back to this area to do the whole procedure again, top from bottom. Because there's some reason at the very end, once you think you wiped out everyone, there is 2 lonesome elites in the bottom level. If you're looking at the big massive force shields on the main wall to leave the hangar, you'll be to your back left in that hangar. There'll be a doorway you can come and they just magically appear.
The captain! His vitals are fading! Please, Chief, hurry!
So for the no smoking achievement, all you have to do once you get to the Captain Keys part Where his whole body is located, before going up the steps, you'll see there's a terminal directly underneath. But if you look just above, just hanging off the side of the ledge, will be the bagpipe. Not bagpipe, sorry. The damn bagpipe. Yeah, this is Captain Keith's, or whatever you call it, pipe. And then once you drop down, this will be the terminal.
Little bay and find a ride.
So at this point, I'm not going to be doing the elites numbers on the top because it gets kind of tedious where it's a lot of elites. I do mean there's probably 20, a good 20 elites to come. But there is one elite in this room where we just killed the grunts with the cannon they had. I'm pretty sure. Now there's another elite. Once you come back, this would be the 3rd floor. And just remember, like I said, once you come back to this area, and also don't jump into Banshee, it finishes the level off. Make sure you search every level again. Every nook and cranny.
Perfect. Grab.
So the final mission, mission 10. Eventually, once you get to this location, can't miss it, you have to come here. This terminal is not that hard to find because it's glowing red right in front of your eyes because you have come through the doorway where it's located. And before we carry on, just interact with the terminal and you should get all the achievements for the terminal. And now we can move on a bit further. So once we are on the Warthog, we're going to get the birthday party skull. So once you get to the part where the Pelican gets shot down by a Banshee,
Stop.
this will be the area. Now place your Warthog in this current position and then jump on the Warthog to jump on top of that little side there.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6. Evade. Say again, evade. I'm hit.
Now the next achievement we're going to get in the same area from the last location will be the Thirsty Grunt achievement. So once we carried on, you want to head down the stairs and just go directly straight. Now on our way around the corner to the left, you will find that there's an opening to the right. Go inside, and about halfway through this tunnel, you will find that there's a gap to your right hand side. So get out the Warthog. Now go to the very, very bottom. For me, for some reason, this Grunt does not register, so you just have to keep changing guns to scare it, and you'll get a small dialogue and also your achievement. And now for the T-Rex. So this will be pretty much at the very, very last part of the game. So very close to where the last location was. So as we head down, there will be a part where we have to make a big massive jump. The ideal position is to focus on the left pillar in front and head in that direction. Then once you land, you'll be in the right area. It doesn't matter if you fall down to the left because you can grenade jump if you need to. And there we go, that's the T-Rex. So for this sides up, I didn't find this too bad, to be honest. It's just the only part that I find it can be quite frustrating if you make that ramp at the very, very end. We have to do it anyway. Your Warthog could actually flip and kill you or launch you out the Warthog. Then yes, you have to restart the level again. That's really the only part that I was actually really worried about, but the rest of it wasn't too bad. So word of advice, don't go too fast. If you feel like you're getting out of control, slow down. When you're making a jump, do not stop your Warthog, so hold the acceleration. If you let go, it acts like a brake, and it might flip you round or flip you over. So just when you make a jump, make sure you accelerate and don't stop. If you stop in midair, it acts like a brake when you hit the ground, and then you could possibly flip over. Try to avoid any ramps as much as possible. There's really not much else, to be honest.
Stop! This is where Foehammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6.
Echo 419! She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route. Ship's inventory shows 1 longsword fighter is still docked in Launch Bay 7. If we move now, we can make it.
There's a gap in the